Despite conceding two, the legends make another legend's dream come true. A race round brews, but unfortunately with the wrong news. The good, the bad and the ugly at Liverpool FC for the international break. Roll the intro, Sven. Welcome back, one and all, to the latest episode of the Good, the Bad and the Ugly at Liverpool FC podcast. As you can hear, the voice is still a little bit croaky, still got a bit of a cough, but I think I can manage, all things considered. As usual, thanks for the new subscribers, and if you haven't done so, please hit the subscribe button, and at the same time give the content a like and press the notification bell so you know when the next one is coming available. So without further ado, let's get on to it with the good. It's going to be a fairly brief one this week because it's the international break, and just a couple of things I've thought noteworthy over the last few days. The good this week is most certainly the 4-2 Legends victory over Ajax Legends at Anfield on Saturday, which was a very nice occasion. And the LFC Foundation was able to lend support to Sven and Eriksson, which we'll come on to shortly. I've got the Liverpool FC official tweet here, and you can see their headline: a brilliant second half turnaround from LFC Legends. And yes, Liverpool went 2-0 down in the first half, and I think maybe in the last 20 minutes. There were goals from Gregory Vignal, Djibril Cisse, Nabil, Zhar, and of course, who else but Fernando, Torres to finish the scoring and give Liverpool the victory. So very nice game. A little bit slower, of course, as one would expect in comparison to the regular Liverpool side, but a very nice game, and in front of a 60,000 crowd, which was really impressive. So a very good cause, which brings us swiftly on to the not bad. And the not bad this week is Sven Eriksson fulfilling his lifelong ambition as a closet Red fan in all the years he was England manager. And here I've got the tweet from BBC Sport. Sven Eriksson saw his dream come true at Anfield yesterday, and we can see just the quotes there from where he's saying it's been a beautiful day, and which we've now come to learn has always been an ambition of his. So it's very nice. There has been a huge amount of support which has poured in from previous Liverpool players and England players alike. And I think it's fair to say that Sven Eriksson, despite not being able to make England a huge success, done very well and was actually a very likeable manager. There was also this song, wasn't there? Sven Eriksson, he's got a funny haircut, but hasn't he got a lovely girlfriend? But a very likeable guy. It is very heartwarming to see how appreciative he was as well to Liverpool for giving him the chance. And as we know, the former England boss has been diagnosed with terminal cancer. I think it's pancreatic cancer, which the prognosis is never good for. Apparently he has around a year. So all the best for the former England boss. And last but not least, very much not least, we have the ugly this week, which is the row, let's call it, that has brewed over former Liverpool director of recruitment, Stuart Webber, comments that he made in a recent interviews where he said, had it been or not been for football, for black players that he's named, including former Red Raheem Sterling, would potentially have been in jail. So as one would imagine or could imagine, this has not gone down well with a lot of, with the footballers themselves and with the Kick It Out organisation. most notably Mr. Troy Townsend, who has come out and condemned the statements. However, personally, I take a somewhat different view. The article was actually about Stuart Webber. He's going to climb Everest in the coming weeks or months in order to raise funds for disadvantaged kids in sport in the Norfolk area. And he simply mentioned the four Norwich, three Norwich players and Raheem Sterling as examples of kids who, without football, could potentially have ended up in jail. And that is a point which has been largely overlooked in the reporting of the comments. But to be honest, I'm not sure it's that bad. I'm in my mid-50s, and this comment that he made is something that actually a lot of black sportsmen, footballers included, have said over the years, that if it wasn't for sport, in some cases football, they would have ended up in jail or worse. I'm not sure this is such a bad thing. It is something, as I say, many sportsmen have said in the past. And football in particular is not akin to rugby, insofar as most of the participants are from fairly disadvantaged areas or backgrounds, let's say. And personally, I think there is an element of truth in that. It may be a little out of date to say that, maybe, but I don't think he should get the kind of slating that he's getting. Personally, I think it should be a question of, well, is this still a correct statistic? From what I've seen, I think it is in general, but maybe not so much in football, where we've seen a lot of players coming into the game now. Actually, children are past, may well have been fast, but past players. So arguably, they've not had the challenges that a lot of former or their parents may have had. However, that's not to say that it's no longer the situation. The fact is, a lot of an improportionate amount of young men in prison are black. It's statistically known that there's more chance of young black men going to jail than their white counterparts. This is a fact. Is that the case in football? I don't know. Football being a part of life, it could well be the case. If it's that bad, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think Webber has probably been a bit naive, as opposed to any malicious intent. Although, that said, I don't know him. And it was reported that one of the players, at least, or the mother of one of the players, wanted to contact Mr. Webber personally for an explanation, which, frankly, I think is the wiser thing to do, and at least get him to explain his comments before branding him as being a racist and this, that, and the other. So not great, very unsavoury. In the Mail, they've gone on to quote some comments where he said he doesn't watch women's football because his explanation was that he watches enough men's football, and in his spare time he wants to watch other sports. What's wrong with that? He's a sexist now. I don't really watch women's football. I don't have anything against it, but am I a sexist? I would say not. So yeah, usual much ado about nothing. Well, I wouldn't say nothing, but I think it's really looking at the wrong source. These things are part of much wider topics which need to be addressed and discussed before we start slinging mud at one individual. We move on. And I'm going to wrap it up there, guys and gals. Thanks very much for stopping by. Of course, there's no fancy Premier League update this week because it's the international break. So there's none of that until the next time. But all being well, we'll cover that next week. Thanks again for stopping by. Remember to like, subscribe, press the notification bell so you know when the next episode is available, and most certainly make sure that you follow the blog on Facebook, Instagram and X. Thanks very much again, and take care of yourselves, and until next week, peace. ULFC 5.